Yes, yes. Welcome back to another stream. Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Yes, yes.
Yo.
How are we all doing?
Yo.
Let's play ratings for the Everton game. First things first, just want to clarify something to Xtra Club members who are a bit confused as there was no play ratings thing in the Discord. The bot that usually adds all the numbers onto it ain't working right now. So we're gonna get it fixed, and then we'll get it fixed for Wednesday for the Real Madrid game. Yeah, until then, we can just put our ratings in the chat and that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sweet, man. Guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream if you've not done so already. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Hamad's come in and said he's already got his tickets to Istanbul.
Go on, Hamad, mate. Do it. That's Hamadness, isn't it? He's got rid of the nets.
Yeah, he's counting his chickens, man.
Oh, he's now Hamad-less, isn't it? He's Hamad-less.
He's Hamadless, yeah.
You best hope the final's in Istanbul, Hamadness, because that's 50-50 right now.
Yeah, true. Yes, madness. Right, let's get into it then. Let's go through the player ratings. Well, of course, quick reminder for people who've never been in a stream before. You guys put your ratings in the chat. 1 to 10, 6 being the average. If you think the player was a negative on the team performance, below a 6, you think is a positive on the game, over a 6, but 6 is the average. I'll give you all the stats from the players, and then you guys whack in the chat out of 10 what you think will give us that. Give you ours as well. Let's start off with Ederson then. Played the full 90 minutes in the game, made 2 saves, 2 punches, had a 90% passing accuracy, misplaced only 3 passes in the game. All 3 of those were long balls. He's successful 4 out of 7 long balls. Made 2 punches like clearances as well, 2 aerial duels, 1-1. I actually thought he made a couple of important punches, which obviously the stats indicate there. Yeah, passing was pretty on point. Don't really recall him doing anything majorly wrong. Made a couple saves when he needed to. Yeah, pretty standard performance from Ederson. But I do think there was a couple of punches that he made that I was impressed with and relieved the pressure. So rating for that. But yeah, no real saves that he had to make. They didn't really test us. They were pretty poor. But yeah, just sort of standard for me.
Yeah, he didn't really have that much to do. Which is again always like it's always the thing with rating Ederson because we're defensively usually quite tight and sound. Never really has much to do, especially when you play these teams that just sit back.
Yeah,
he was chill. He commanded a 6-yard box well. I think those punches were quite good, man. You want your keeper to always command a 6-yard box because that's his area, man. That's where he should be. He should be owning that gaff. So yeah, I mean nothing.
FT Photon said a big close range save onto the bar. I don't think he got a hand to that onto the bar, did he? I thought he just hit the bar.
It hit his hand behind the bar. His hand was in the net behind the bar. It didn't. So it's not a save.
Yeah, it's not a save.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him 7.5.
Yeah, I was giving him a flat 7.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7.
Sweet. Okay, that's easy. Right, let's move into the defence then. Let's go to Kyle Walker, who played 90 minutes in the game yesterday. 4 clearances and 1 interception. 2 successful ground duels out of 2. 1 successful aerial duel out of 2. Had a 91% pass accuracy. Misplaced 7 passes out of 80. 1 cross unsuccessful. 11 long balls, 8 successful, and a shot off target, and had 1 dribble attempt, 1 successful. I actually thought it was really, really good yesterday, Kyle Walker. I can't lie, I thought it was really, really good. Made only 1 error, which he made up for when he made the challenge on Calvert-Lewin. I think He kicked it out of the corner, but he did start that sort of mistake off. Other than that, I thought it was really, really good. Had some nice play. There was a time when he dribbled the ball out from the back, and it was super nice. Defended well, on form, looks fit. Looks match sharp, and yeah, I think he's playing really, really well right now. And he's probably going to be another player that we're going to be talking about. Contract situation, it's up at the end of next season. Apparently, City right now have no interest in offering him a new contract as it stands. He's making a case for offering a new contract. I think he played really, really well. I'm going to give him an 8.3, man.
I think it was mint. I was going to go out. My initial rating was 8.5. I thought it was sick. I see a lot of people saying 8.2s and that, so maybe I'm just gassing him. But genuinely, I thought it was sick. And it's crazy because I feel like this season be weird for Kyle Walker because it felt like he wasn't playing as much football as normal, but he's actually played a lot of football. Yeah, it's been a proper weird year. He's played loads of football, so I don't know, man. His name was thrown about in the unhappy squad when we was going through that rough time around like the February mark, but. I don't know. The guy starts week in, week out for me still. The guy, He's our starting fullback. We need to sort this contract situation out because he's still the best fullback in the Prem for me. So I don't know where we go, innit? I don't know where we go. I don't know who we're going to buy, but we need to sort his contract situation out rapid. But I made 0.5. I thought it was sick.
I'd put Walker and Gundogan in the same bracket of you can't let these guys go. You can't let them go. Definitely not for free anyway, because they're still top quality players. And he's gone a bit underappreciated, I think, in this, 22-23 unbeaten streak, Kyle Walker, because he wasn't playing for a little while and people were saying, oh, maybe he's fallen off and that's the end of his career. But he's come back and he's been mega. I don't know why people are criticizing him in some games, like the Fulham game and another game.
Yeah, weird that one.
People were saying he wasn't great, man. Kyle Walker, he's our only fullback at the club. I mean, with all due respect to Sergio Gomez, like you're not really, but Kyle Walker's the only fullback at the club, and he's, for me, the best in the Premier League, probably the best in Europe as well. So lock him down, man. Get him another contract, says me. Yesterday, mega again. His experience and his quality is massive for us getting over the line. So no complaints with Kyle Walker. I'll give him a 8.3.
I really like it with Kyle Walker now. He's probably had it in his locker before, but these crossfield passes that he's doing, like we've seen loads at Fulham and people like this that weren't liking it too much, but he does it quite a lot now. They're just pinging balls across when all the team pushes over one side. He can switch it over to Grealish. It's sick. Really good at that at the moment. Honestly, I rate Kyle Walker so much.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, just to sort of like give you sort of a comparison, right? John Stones has played 14 minutes more this season than Kyle Walker. And everyone's talking more. Yeah, more. And everyone's talking about John Stones having this incredible season. And everyone's like, yeah, Walker never plays for us anymore. He's played the same amount of minutes as John Stones. So, it's sometimes people perception of what's going on isn't actually the truth, and you actually have to fact check shit. But he's played a lot of minutes for us this season. Yeah, I think somewhere in the 8s is fair. And that's you guys in the chat are agreeing with that. Miro with the 12 months. 12 months, by the way. Big up, Miro.
That's a long time.
Everyone is saying Arsenal bottled it, but I also think they were overperforming their ability in the law of balance. They just got back to their mean. Both true. Both can be true, bro. They bottled it, but they also were overperforming.
Wasn't it actual factual that they're overperforming? Like they're massively overperforming where they should be.
Expected goals, overperforming. Expected points, overperforming. So some people look at them stats and go, don't care. But they were overperforming.
They bottled it. They bottled it.
Both are true.
In terms of last August, they overperformed. But context and objectives change depending on how the season goes for you. You get yourself 8 points clear with 6 weeks to go. Do what you've been doing all season. Beat the teams you've been beating all season. Play the football you have done, but they didn't. They capitulated. It's a bottle job.
Yeah,
it is.
Okay, let's go on to Ruben Dias then. He played 89 minutes in the game before being subbed off and rested. That's great rest for him. Made 4 clearances in the game, 2 block shots, 1 clearance off the line, 2 ground duels, didn't win any of them, 2 aerial duels, didn't win any of them. 95% pass accuracy, misplaced 5 passes out of 97, 6 long balls, 3 successful. Defensively very solid. Probably didn't need to go to ground when Kyle Walker put him in the bin. But that was more Kyle Walker's fault. Made a couple of good blocks. I was watching Match of the Day last night, and they highlighted just how solid he was in the game as well. Very, very strong. And another top performance from Ruben Dias, man.
You just actually low-key got me gassed because I completely forgot to watch Match of the Day. So I know that I can watch that now. After this, I can go watch Match of the Day, which I'm buzzing about. I thought it was decent. Ruben Dias. Solid at the back, exactly what we need. He went through a couple of dodgy games, Ruben Dias. Like, not proper dodgy, but just a little bit like people are saying, "Oh, is he tired?" Because he looks a little bit off. But he didn't show that. He didn't show that yesterday. But looked really good again, which is exactly what you need. You need players to be performing really well as you're going into the massive game that we've got in midweek.
I think it was just that Fulham game, wasn't it? It was just that Fulham game where people were saying, "Oh, is Diaz a bit tired? He's looking a little bit shaky." But the whole team was a little bit off at that day. I think wasn't that just after a Bayern Munich game as well, if I'm not mistaken. So like you're all the context of these games coming thick and fast. It's crazy. I mean, we've been unbeaten since before that Leipzig tie. We've done 2 Champions League ties and a half since then. So it's not going to be beautiful all the time. But Diaz is magnificent, man. Diaz is absolutely magnificent. I think he's found a new level for himself this season, and I think we'll reflect on it more at the end of the season. But he's found a new level for himself, a new benchmark, and people forget how young he is. And it's only the last kind of few weeks I've realized how good he is at certain things that maybe I've never seen or not many other centre halves be able to do, like the blocking, to be able to block and time your blocks and get in the right place, the right time, the way he does, it doesn't go appreciated enough because it just seems like that's just Ruben Dias doing what a centre half should. But to be able to perfect it the way he does, it's unbelievable and it's goal saving at times. So I'm so glad this guy's in our team, man. I'm so glad. And yeah, yesterday it was good. I'll probably give him like a 8.3 as well.
Yeah, I was going to go with an 8.
At 8.1. And just remember as well, he had that injury which left him out for quite some time.
Yeah.
He's our 9th most played player in the whole season. He's our 2nd most played defender in the season. And that's with an injury that left him out, after that, during that World Cup period, just after the World Cup. He was out for a long time, man. So,
well, you know what, bro? I think that injury was the best thing to happen to Ruben Dias. I think he needed that injury. He needed that time off just to reset. He'd gone ham from the moment he arrived at the club to basically that point where he got injured, non-stop, carrying the team, being a leader, doing this, doing that. And then he finally gets this prolonged period off. And Pep gave him that bit extra off as well. We probably could have brought him back sooner than we did. And Pep gave him that bit extra off on the basis that we will need him for this stage of the season. And it's worth a charm. Absolute managerial masterclass from Pep Guardiola. But I think he's come back, Ruben Dias, refreshed, revived, and he's found new levels to his own game. People forget how young he is. Like I said, he's still really young by centre-half terms, which is great. So I'm buzzing with him. I think he can go even higher again. He can go up there with the greatest centre halves in Premier League history if he keeps going the way he is.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
That's 24.
26, isn't it? It was his birthday yesterday.
Oh, is it? Yeah, that's a crazy situation, man.
Happy birthday, Ruben, man.
Yeah, he's so young, man. That's unbelievable. Big up Paratosh with a 24 months gold badge. Says Gundogan was amazing. Hopefully we extend his contract. Additionally, City definitely has some backup planned, else they wouldn't let him go. Both true again. 100% agree with you, bro. Thanks for the 24 months, man. I appreciate that. Okay, let's move it on to Laporte. Laporte's played the last 2 games in the Premier League. Big matches.
Big, yeah.
Played 90 minutes in both. He played the FA Cup semi-final against Sheffield United. He played the quarter-final against Burnley. He come on as a sub against Bayern Munich in the second leg. Is Laporte now starting to get a little bit more in favour with Pep Guardiola? It certainly seems that way. Let's go through his stats. 90 minutes played in the game, 5 clearances, 1 ground duel, successful, 1 aerial duel, successful, had 111 passes, only misplaced 8. That's a 93% pass accuracy in the game. 1 key pass, 1 cross, 7 long balls, 3 successful. And that's the end of the stats. I thought he had a really good game yesterday. I thought it was really solid. And yeah, I'm telling you, man, like, I think he's not going to play against Real Madrid, right? But he's getting himself close to being picked. Like, honestly, he's seemingly just slowly starting to earn a little bit more trust from Pep Guardiola, playing the last 2 Premier League games, playing big, important FA Cup games, coming on. I know the sub game against Bayern Munich, the game was pretty much done. There was like 20 minutes left and it was over. But like, he's starting to get on the pitch more now. And, I still expect him to leave in the summer, but maybe he's just sort of accepted. Maybe he's accepted, because it's weird, isn't it? Because remember that post he put out on Instagram where he's like, basically, it kind of
on to bigger and better things, kind of thing.
Yeah, and then since then he started playing.
But at the same time, I do feel like probably the same time where it started playing because Ake's injured, didn't it? If Ake was back, it was still fully fit. Ake would be playing week in, week out, and Laporte wouldn't.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
So, but thing is, he's been professional at assessing game there. He's been professional about it. He's not moaned. He's kind of just got on with it. Like, we spoke about this yesterday, I think. The fact that with Laporte, right, after the match, regardless of whether he's played or not, he's posting pictures of him with the team. He's congratulating the lads. He's doing everything that he's being a proper team player, regardless whether he's played or not. And that's all you can ask for, really. He's not sitting there moaning about it. He's just getting on with it. And then when he's asked to play, he's putting his performances in. And now, I thought he was good yesterday. I thought he was mint. He even at times went into that little inverted role, like the Stones role kind of thing. And he played that well. So, I don't know, man. I like Laporte. I'd like him to stay. But he's too good to stay, which is a weird thing to say. He's too good to stay. And he knows he's too good to stay because he's not playing week in, week out. He's not playing consistently. Like, he should be playing in these big games. Champions League semi-final, bro. He deserves to be starting them kind of games because that's how good Laporte is. But it's just, for us, it ain't working, man. It ain't working. We've got Ruben Dias. Akanji's massively in favour. Ake is above him. He's just found himself down the pecking order. And he obviously tweeted yesterday. His tweet was, he can smell the title, basically.
Yeah.
Which is shit hours, man. I love it. He's a great player, man. He's a great player, but like I say, performance-wise yesterday, sticking to that, he was really good. He was really good yesterday.
I've been saying for months that it's unrealistic to expect to hold on to 5 top centre halves. Like, they all want to be playing football, so it was inevitable all along the season that one of them, didn't know who, but one of them was going to say, I want to leave. I'm not competing with this many other world-class centre halves to play because I want to play football week in, week out. And that was only normal. But I think it's a great point you made about he never threw his toys out of the pram. He never did what Cancelo did when he wasn't getting the game time he wanted and all that kind of thing. He just kept his head down. Mahrez does it too whenever he's not in favour. A lot of players in the squad understand how this squad works and how you achieve success because Pep's proven he can do it before. But it's players like Laporte coming in yesterday is what wins you titles. He comes in fully professional, ready to play. We know he's class. We don't have Laporte in that situation, nor, his head's not in it. We're trying to rush Ake back. We don't need to rush. We shouldn't have to rush Ake back, but Laporte comes in and does a job. So it's players like that coming in is what will win you titles. It's what will win you trophies. I just wonder, was it a plan all along of Pep not to use Laporte maybe for a certain period of the season so that you can bring him in for this stage when we're fighting on 3 fronts and you can give someone a rest and, account for injuries, that kind of thing. Because Pep does that kind of thing. But yeah, yesterday, excellent, man. Technically, we know what Laporte's about, man. We don't have to gas him up. We know how good he is. And when he does leave, he'll be leaving, a 4-time Premier League winner? He's accomplished it, man. Hopefully a Champions League winner too.
Yeah, he's been
hopefully a part of a treble winning side.
Yeah, and it'll be 5 Premier Leagues, bro.
Even better, man.
So yeah, I'm gonna give a good rating, man. I think he deserves it. I'm gonna give him the same as Walker. I think I give Walker 8.5, so I'm gonna give him 8.5.
Yeah, I was going 8.3.
I'll give them all an 8.3.
Nice.
Cool. Okay, let's move on then to Akanji. Played 90 minutes in the game yesterday. Made 1 clearance, 2 interceptions, 4 ground duels, won 2 aerial duels, didn't win any of them. 85 passes, misplaced 4. That's a 95% pass accuracy, and 2 of those long misplaced passes were long balls as well. Misplaced 2 out of 7. 1 dribble attempt not successful. This is another player that's massively liked by Pep Guardiola. He's our 5th most played player all season. Played 3,482 minutes in the whole campaign. 44 games in total. Still not scored a goal. Still looking for that first goal. But yeah, another decent performance from him yesterday. Just gets on with it, doesn't he? He's just a no-nonsense player. I don't think he's the best defender in the world, but he just gets on with it. He knows his job. He knows his responsibility. He gets involved where he needs to. He's good on the ball, drives forward, and you know what? Like, I gotta say, he's made me sort of change my opinion on him. I don't think he's a great defender. I don't think he's a great player, but in the system, he just works well. And sometimes, is he a better player than Laporte? No, he's not. But I think we look better, as a team with Akanji in it, especially in sort of like a back 4 than maybe Laporte. And maybe that's because he's more willing to just do the shit that he needs to do. I don't know, but I think he's improved as the season's gone on, man. He's only 27, so we're going to have him for another 5 or 6 years if he keeps playing like this. And again, go back to the price, guys, 15 million quid. People want to talk about strength in depth or whatever. Well, this was a player that any of the other big clubs could have signed. We didn't sign him early on. We signed him towards the end of the transfer window. We signed him as sort of like a panic buy. So look at our recruitment, 15 million quid. Arsenal could have signed him. I think they would have been buzzing if they would have signed him. Imagine having him instead of Rob Holding. They didn't. We signed him. So it goes back to the recruitment again. They signed Kvyat for 25 million quid. We signed Akanji for 15. It's not all about money. It's about how you spend it and getting the recruitment right. And that was a top signing. And pound for pound, he's one of the best signings in Europe this season, easily.
He's starting this year. I've liked him since when he came in. Like he's had poor games. I think when he was when he was switching up from right back at the start of the season before we did this kind of inverted thing. I think when we started messing about with him, I think that's when it kind of went a bit wobbly. But since then, I think he's been fine. I've liked him ever since he got here. I do think he's got better as the season's gone on. I think he's got a lot better. I think he has a really good partnership with Ruben Dias. I think he knows his role in this team as that centre back, as that right back, as that left back. He knows what to do, man. He's got this Pep system down to a T, and I think that's why Pep picks him week in, week out, because he can trust him. He can trust him to run this system that he does, and that's what you need. That's what you need from your players. I genuinely think it was an absolute bargain. I don't think anyone can argue with that. It's our one area on the pitch that we do have very good squad depth, other than the striker, and yeah, honestly, I can't just see some managers going from strength to strength. And yesterday, I don't think he showed any signs of tarnishing that. I think he was good. He was. They kind of rotated Laporte and Akanji doing that inverted thing, and they both did it well. Sick.
I've liked him from the minute he came in, Akanji. I think it was quite clear from the minute he arrived in the door that he was a very good footballer, and he showed enough signs early doors that he could play at this level. And then I think for me, when Ruben Dias came back into the team off his own injury, he formed a bit of a connection, a bit of a chemistry with Ruben Dias. And it's quite clear that Ruben Dias, as we know, has that effect on a lot of players, but he brought Akanji on a lot. He was able to guide Akanji. Akanji, for me, he was always a good footballer, but he needed a little bit of leadership near him, a little bit of guidance, someone just to help him, stay in position and do this and do that. But yeah, it's no surprise that Pep gave him the license to take up that role at times yesterday that John Stones has been playing, because he is technically a really good footballer, and you need to be technically good. You need to be able to link up and pass around and understand and read the game very well, and he does that. So, mate, as far as prices go, if you're going to take price into consideration, he's probably the Premier League signing of the season. Well, maybe Erling Haaland for 15 trumps it, but for 15, as far as top defenders go nowadays, that's unbelievable. That's some of the best business. That's what you dream your board does. Bring in players that nobody else seems to go for low prices, and they come in and absolutely smash it. So yeah, man, he's a hard worker, and I think you're right, Albie, when you say he does some of the things that other players maybe aren't willing to do, like your Cancelos and that kind of thing. So yeah, man, big up Akanji. Did well yesterday as well.
Yeah, ratings then. I'm gonna give him an 8.
I'm gonna give him an 8.
Give him an 8.1.
Cool. Yo, big up to Zinks, man, coming in with the 1 gifted. Let's get some more W's in the chat. I've seen a few W's, but let's get some more W's in the chat for Zinks, man, with a 1 gifted. Big up Zinks, appreciate the support, man. Okay, let's move it on. Let's go into the midfield. Let's go to Rodri, who played 88 minutes yesterday, getting a few minutes rest just ahead of the Real Madrid game. We love to see it. Okay, so 75 passes, misplaced 7. That's a 91% pass accuracy. 3 long balls, 1 successful, 1 shot on target as well, which weren't the worst effort in the world. 1 dribble attempt successful. He won 2 out of 4 ground duels and 3 out of 4 aerial duels. Made 2 clearances and 1 interception as well. The good news is, I didn't think he looked tired yesterday. I thought he looked kind of refreshed, actually. Which is pretty good, given obviously the fact that we just had like 4 or 5 days rest after the last Real Madrid game. Sort of indicated that he would look a little bit fresher, but I thought he looked fresh. Didn't obviously pretty much play the full game, but looked, even at the end, I thought he looked pretty chill. I don't think he did too much running yesterday because we dominated the ball. So yeah, he should be ready to go now for Real Madrid, which for me is one of the biggest W's out of yesterday. So yeah, good performance, standard performance, nothing major, but yeah, nice, and looked ready for it. Looked fresh. Rodri looked dead at the end, did he? I don't know, man. I don't think he looked dead.
I didn't think he looked tired at the end.
I don't think he looked dead. I don't think so. You know what I mean? I think Ilkay Gundogan looked dead after the Real Madrid game, but I don't think Rodri was there on his knees at the end of the game. You know what I mean? He might look tired. Obviously, he just played 90 minutes, but he didn't look like he was gassed. Like Ilkay Gundogan was gassed at the end of that Real Madrid game. Like he physically couldn't move. He wasn't like that.
Big 4 minutes rest off all time, yeah, mate.
I know, man.
Major 4 minutes rest. Yeah, I thought Rodri was a good, man. Standard performance really from Rodri. He's set the bar. He's consistent, so there's nothing to really sing home about other than what you said there, LB. Solid.
Yeah. Just standard performance, wasn't it? I'm going to give him an 8, man.
I could agree with an 8.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8 too. Mr. Consistent. I think that rest against Leeds was massive for him. He really needed that. So yeah, man, we're reaping the rewards.
And he is our most played player, by the way, all season. Outdoing Ederson with 100 more minutes.
Christ.
Yeah, most played player, 51 games. Unbelievable.
That's wild. That to outdo Ederson. He's mad.
Yeah, he's actually our most involved player in any game other than Bernardo. Both him and Rodri have played in 51 games all season. It's just Bernardo's minutes are less than Rodri. But yeah, both players usually get minutes. Okay, let's go to the man. got to be man of the match. Ilkay Gundogan played 78 minutes in the game, so a little bit of a rest towards the end. 2 goals and 1 assist. 43 touches of the ball with 32 passes, misplaced only 4 passes in the whole game. 2 key passes as well, and 1 big chance created. 3 crosses, 1 successful, 2 long balls. Both successfully had 2 shots, both of which were on target, and both were obviously goals. 4 ground duels, though, didn't win any of them. Only got dribbled past once. I mean, unbelievable player. He loves this time of the year, as most of the players do, to be fair. Gets himself a couple of goals, both beautiful goals. The first goal was for me the better goal because you don't even know where the net is. You know what I mean? The net's behind him. He's not even looking at the net. Beautiful control. You can actually look at the control. He's actually in the air when he controls it on his thigh. It's unbelievable. The finish was, he doesn't just kick the ball behind him. He places the ball into the corner, which is unbelievable. The assist was mega. Great cross. Great control again with his thigh. And then the free kick. I mean, well, pick that one out. Pickford had no chance. Yeah, just all round, just a beautiful performance. And if you look at his stats as well, he's our 4th most played player this season. Unbelievable form.
He's smashing it good now. Absolutely smashing it. And get the fucking contract out, man. We had a stream on that this morning, me and LB, basically saying that City are making a mistake with this. They need to get the contract out, man. They need to get it sorted. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see with that. My gut feeling says he will end up at Barcelona or something. But we'll have to wait and see. I think there was more news today saying that it is still open. Ornstein news as well, actually, it was. Saying that it basically is still open. He's still open to staying and stuff like that. So we'll have to wait and see the way that goes. But he showed against Everton, which we think is going to be a difficult game, is showing that he still makes impact. He's still there to make an impact. He gets the system perfectly. And the guy's scoring and assisting. He's like, as the spam there is, but he says Gunnar scored 4 assists to 2 of our last 6 goals. It's wild, man. Wild.
Well, you know, Ilkay Gundogan's record at City, bro, is he gets a goal or an assist every 3 games. Now, considering for pretty much a full season, he played as a 6.
Yeah,
I think that's just incredible numbers. So consistent, you know, a goal involvement every 3 games is unbelievable for any midfielder. For a guy, like I say, for a whole season played as a number 6, where basically he got no goals or assists, is stunning. He's just a top player, man. I'm going to be gutted when he leaves, man. Yeah, serious.
Zinnikau did too. They said Gunnar scored or assisted our last 6 goals. Yes, Zinnikau. Appreciate that, mate. And Anthony says we have to strike early again. Oh, this obviously. I'll go on in a sec. Hugh, go on, mate. What are you saying about Gunnar?
Yeah, I just echo everything you said, man. Get the contract out. It would be simple as a mistake to let him go. He's not just like impacting games positively. He's winning games. He's winning games at the clutch stage of the season when it matters the most. So I don't think there's any decision to be made. He's completely won me over. If there was any doubts midway through the season about whether we should keep him or not, they should be put to bed, man. Keep him, man. He's too important. This guy's he's up there. I said this about Kevin De Bruyne last week, that De Bruyne's up there with your Scholes, Lampards, Gerrards, and for me, probably better. I think Gundo's more than in that conversation as well. So keep him, man. Keep him.
Just keep him.
Match rating then.
I know, man.
Go on, what's yours?
The guy don't get a number, bro. He gets the GOAT badge for me.
Oh shit.
Guy gets GOAT badge. GOAT status of the game, man. I'd give him a 10 in it, but GOAT is fine for me. He could be the GOAT of the game.
Yeah, I mean, when you obviously 10s are obviously rare. We don't give 10s out too many times, right? I feel like this season we've given out 10s a lot more than last year, but that's just because of some of the performances have been unbelievable. But if you think about it, this guy's a midfielder. He scored 2 great goals, assisted a goal as well. I mean, I find it difficult. I don't like giving out 10s, man. I don't like giving out 10s. But
yeah, it's like the Paul Hollywood handshake, bro.
Yeah,
it's a 10, man. It's a 10. Listen. It was a must-win game. It's a must-win game, and he won it for us. Simple as
2 goals and an assist. He did it all.
Yeah,
he did it all, man.
I'm gonna give him the 10, man. I think he deserves a 10. And also, I kind of rate it as well because he got a little bit stick, didn't he, after the Leeds game?
Yeah, and he had a really good game then as well. Like.
He played sick against Leeds as well, yeah, but he got a little bit of stick there. Shouldn't have took the penalty. Kind of fucked it for us. Almost cost us dearly. So yeah, he took a bit of stick and rebounded very nicely. You know, played well in midweek as well. So yeah, let's just give him the 10, man. I think he deserves it. 100%.
I think he deserves it. Anthony Landolfi with a 2. Yes, says 100. Yeah, he'd give him the hundreds. Also, Anthony with a 5. He said, we have to strike early against Madrid. We need to score 3 goals up straight. We need to hit them.
I love that, mate. If that happens. But yeah.
Scoring 3 goals against them, I'd still be sweating, 3 goals up, I'd still be sweating.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, top performance by Ilkay Gundogan. You guys are all giving him pretty much a 10. I'm seeing some people giving 9.7. I think is the lowest I've seen. 9.5 is probably now the lowest. But yeah, most people are giving like a 9.9 or a 10. So yeah, Gundo GNA. Yeah, you give it to the wrong player, bro. You give it to Jackie, but it should have been Ilkay Gundogan. Ilkay GNA, innit?
There's no conversation. Jackie is Jackie GNA, man. Just wait. Don't sleep on that.
Don't sleep
on it. What?
Just like don't sleep on Calvin, innit?
I know.
Isn't it? Call me Mystic Murray, man. I predict these things. Next season, we'll talk.
Mystic Murray. Yeah, he might have a sick year for playing for West Ham.
You know, Mahrez has 3 times the amount of goals that Jack Grealish has, bro. Where's his?
Yeah, but Riyad Mahrez, man. Give Jack time. Mahrez's first season.
Mahrez's
first season he was poor. Mahrez's first season was poor. Second season a lot better, and then he became a beast. Jack Grealish he's on his arc, man. He's on his arc.
Yeah, but bro, Nathan Ake, has scored 3 goals. Jackie GNA has scored 5.
Bro, why you hating, man? Why you hating?
I ain't hating. I'm just saying you've given the GNA to the wrong player, bro.
Bro, all the people that I big up, you hate. Chill out.
To be fair, I understand why it's called Jackie GNA because people call him Jackie G, innit?
Well, that was partially part
Jackie
of the
G, Jackie G and A.
And then that Liverpool game, he got G and A. So I was like, yeah, Jackie G and A. So
like Gundo G and A, like it don't work, innit? Like Ilkay G and A, Ilkay G and A don't work because you don't call him Ilkay G. It's my Ilkay G instead of Gundo, but he called Jack really Jackie G.
G Hundo. Let's move it on then. Let's go to Julian Alvarez. He played 90 minutes in the game. 26 passes, misplaced 4. That's an 85% pass accuracy. 3 crosses, 2 long balls, 2 successful. 7 ground duels, 1-1. No aerial duels. 3 dribble attempts, weren't successful in any of them. Honestly, I can't even lie. I forgot this guy played.
Who's this?
Alvarez.
Oh my god, I don't remember him doing anything. Do you know what? The only one thing is, I remember him. I remember going sick because he did that shit touch again, and we lost the ball in midfield. And I remember you going, "No, Alvarez!" You were going sick. No, Alvarez! Like that. That's all I remember.
I thought he was poor, but it's probably not through much fault of his own. He's not a midfielder. It's simple as he's not capable of doing that role like Kevin De Bruyne does. I know it worked once or twice earlier on the season, but it's not for him right now. I'm not saying he can't. He just doesn't have to.
He improves his touch. I think it'd help him out like tenfold. Because when he's receiving the ball, his touch is so heavy, man. He loses it all the time.
If he improves his touch and his ability to read the game, then maybe. I mean, I get because he's a striker, his natural instinct is he always wants to go towards goal. He always wants to shoot. Yeah. But if you're going to play that Kevin De Bruyne role, you need to be able to step back for a second when you do have the ball at your feet and think, right, is actually going for a shot the best option here? Do I need to turn my man every time? No, just keep it moving, keep it ticking over. That's what a midfield player should do. It's not his nature. Don't expect that from Julian Alvarez. That's not me saying he's a poor player. He's just in the wrong area of the pitch, and he suffered from that yesterday. So,
I think in them position, I think when he plays that position, it doesn't really suit a game where we dominate the ball because I don't think he's got what it takes to unlock a defense. I think he'll suit a game where it's maybe a bit more hectic, maybe a bit more open. Yeah, I think he'll suit that
because he can run into space for the ball there as well.
I don't think he really suits games like that yesterday. But at the end of the day, you know, I mean, we got the win, and it allowed us to rest Kevin De Bruyne, and so I'm just giving him a 6, man.
Yeah, I was going 6.5.
As well, just on him though, you saw when Haaland went off and Alvarez moved into the number 9 role, he started making those number 9 runs. He started making the runs that a striker should make. That's his game. That's where he wants to be. That's his thriving zone, his natural habitat. So no, it's no coincidence that he looks a lot more comfortable when you move him into that central striker role. So yeah, it was a tough day for him yesterday. I hope it's a learning curve for Pep. But we don't have options, do we? We don't have the depth.
That's it. No other options for that. So like. But that's why we're looking at players like Maddison. That is the thing. Simon Clark there just put Maddison's been rejected by both me and Pep. I think only one statement of that is true, and it's been rejected by you, mate, because Pep loves Maddison.
Maddison would have cooked yesterday, man. Maddison would have cooked yesterday. He's the kind of player that would have been able to unlock that defense when, that first half an hour where we're all sitting there saying, I'm not sure how we're going to break them down. We need something to open the game up. And then Gundogan did it, obviously. Maddison's the kind of player who would have found that pass. He would have threaded something through to make it happen. Alvarez, once again, no disrespect to him, that's not his game. It's not in his locker. It's not something he's ever grown up working on. So it's not going to happen if you throw him in the Premier League doing so. I'll give him a 6.
He did put one worldy ball into the box. Do you remember Haaland and Akanji stood there and watched it?
Oh, yeah, he did,
And also, he had an incredible shot from a corner. Actually from the corner.
Yeah. Not his best game. Okay, let's move on to the wingers then. Phil Foden played 90 minutes yesterday with 89% pass accuracy off 53 passes. One key pass in the game, 3 crosses, all unsuccessful, 4 long balls, 2 successful, 1 shot blocked, 4 dribble attempts, 3 successful, 8 ground duels, 5 successful, 2 aerial duels, 1 successful, made 1 clearance as well, which is actually a really important clearance. I thought he was all right yesterday. You know what I mean? He's still sort of coming back from this appendix thing, so he's still not at his best, but and I don't think you'll ever see him on his best when he's playing on that left side. But played all right. Wasn't his best game in the world, wasn't his worst game in the world, and he actually did try and take players on, which is good. And
I like it when he's driving forward like that, and he did try it quite a lot, using his pace to get around the players. It worked a few times as well. I just prefer him on the right hand side, man. But it's difficult. Like yesterday, we spoke about this as well, saying that we prefer Phil on the right. However, when you've got Riyad Mahrez in there, and you want to play Mahrez as well, you can't obviously play both of them on the right hand side. So that's just not going to work. I thought it was decent. I can't really say more than that. Didn't really do too much. We tried to take players on, and then made a few good runs. Obviously, you said about the clearance. That's about it.
Yeah, I prefer him on the right as well. I think the right's where he thrives the most. But he was up against a very good fullback, Nathan Patterson, yesterday. I like Nathan Patterson.
Yeah, I do.
He's a good traditional, strong fullback. But Foden, man, all you want your winger to do is try to make things happen. Try to be creative, try to force things, and try to unlock things. And he did that yesterday. I'll give him like a 7.4.
Yeah, I'm going 7.2.
Yeah, I was going 7.5. Mohammed A with a 2 there says Foden needs to drive with the ball more.
I think I do
think he was trying it a bit. It's difficult when you've got teams that set up so far back because you've always got that double. You're getting doubled up on that.
Yeah, he does that. He does that when he plays on the right.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's switch it. Let's go to the other side. Riyad Mahrez played 90 minutes in the game yesterday with 1 assist in the game, 41 passes, 80% pass completion, 2 key passes in the game, 5 crosses, 2 successful, 3 long balls, 2 successful, 1 shot off target, 1 shot blocked, 2 dribble attempts, both successful, 14 ground duels, 8 successful, 2 aerial duels, 1 successful, 1 clearance and 1 interception. I thought he played quite well, actually. It was one of them games where he actually had a little bit of space, so he could actually do stuff with the ball, which was nice. And I think we're in a position now, honestly, where I think you could see on Wednesday Bernardo, Mahrez, or Foden start on that right-hand side. I really, really think that it's open. I think any of them could play, and that's good because we want to have competition for places. So, I thought he played well yesterday.
Yeah, I thought it looked good. It looked really good. I'm in team start Mahrez against Madrid. I'm back in that. I'm back in that mode. I think yesterday when he's receiving the ball, it takes that touch. Sometimes he'll do that first touch, but the first touch will beat the man. Did that loads yesterday, and he just looks good, man. He looks good. He's always trying to face up in that. Obviously, we know there is a good way to defend against Mahrez, but it's a risk. Whether or not Madrid will be able to do that, we'll have to wait and see. But I personally, I'm in team he plays against Madrid. I know obviously they're all getting a shout in there, but I don't have a shout in there. The thing is, Mahrez did play the full 90 minutes. Is that right? He played the full 90 minutes, yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did play the full 90 minutes, so people might look at that and go, rah, so he's not really going to start against Madrid because he just played the full 90. But I don't know, I'd still start him, personally, against Madrid. I think he was good enough yesterday.
I think a game like yesterday suits Riyad Mahrez, where we have pretty well all the ball and the defense park up on the edge of the box. It's a game where Riyad Mahrez thrives usually because he's going to take on players and try and make things happen. And he did. He got the assist for Gundogan's first goal. He put the ball in to Gundogan, did the backwards kick, whatever it was. So I don't know. It's kind of a difficult one because Real Madrid are a totally different prospect to Everton. I'm kind of leaning towards Bernardo because I think the defensive side of things is something that he's a lot better at than Riyad Mahrez, but it's a headache. It's a good headache for Pep. I mean, is there any world where we see a Grealish, Haaland, Foden front three, Foden back on the right wing?
Yeah, of course there is. Like I said, I think there's. I think going into Wednesday,
there's a shout for all of them. Yeah.
I think there's a shout for all three of them. Yeah, we'll do a proper stream on this probably tomorrow. But yeah, I think Mahrez played well yesterday. I'm going to give him a good rating. I'm going to give him an 8.3.
Yeah, I was going to give him an 8.
I'll give him an 8.5 for the ball he put in for Gundo.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, that was a worldie ball as well, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was sick. Big up channel YouTuber the 5 says he saved us recently. KDB 16 assists in 27 games started. Saka 11 assists in 34 games started. Mahrez 10 assists in only 18 games started this season, which is why I always say when you look at the numbers, do minutes played because that tells you a lot more based on how they've actually been playing. You know, rather than he's got 10 goals in 30 games, which people do with Alvarez. Do it by minutes, and you'll see a very, very good return. End the stream, Dave with a 5 says Etihad is called the empty had, despite the only empty seats I see is the away end. However, what should Emirates be called? 86th minute, almost empty. Yeah, I mean, Dave, that told you everything that you need to know, man. You know what I mean? Like they've given up in it. You know what I mean, understandably so. But yeah, apparently it was really flat yesterday. But even at the start of the game, apparently the atmosphere was really dead.
Really?
They just accepted it. Yeah, they accepted it. Innit? They accepted it.
I watched the Gary Neville podcast that he does afterwards.
Oh yeah.
And he was saying on that like he was thinking that the air of City beating Everton got into that team for that game.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, let's move on to Erling Haaland then, final player of the stream. 78 minutes played, 1 goal, 1 shot on target, 1 shot off target, 1 dribble attempt successful, 13 touches in the game, 7 passes, 1 long ball successful, 2 ground duels, 1 both of them. Header was very nice.
It was a good header. My man touched the ball 13 times.
I know.
His third touch was the goal.
Yeah, like, I know, it's crazy.
What is that about? Like, crazy. I think he's having a difficult time at the moment, Erling Haaland. The Dixie record's in the bin, I think.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think he'd need like 2 goals a game going forward now till the end of the season to get it in every single game, and that including us getting to the final of the Champions League. So
not happening, is it?
I don't think it's going to happen. Haaland was just Haaland, didn't it? I don't. His goal was good. I mean, good ball into the box, good header. Other than that, Haaland is just doing Haaland things. I mean, it's very difficult with Haaland because he might not touch the ball that much. He might not be involved so much, but just him being there may cause a headache for players. So just him being there, the aura of Haaland, isn't it?
Yeah. Just didn't create many chances really, but the one we did, he put in the back of the net.
Exactly. So you can't really fault him for that. I think I'd probably go with the calculator, me. Is it a flat 6, 1.5 for a goal, 7.5?
I'm backing the calculator. I'm backing it.
Yeah, I'll go with the calculator too. It's tough for Haaland, man. And days like yesterday where they park up in the box and it's really congested, and there obviously if something falls his way, he can stab at home. But he was having a wrestling match for most of the game with Yerry Mina and a couple of the other players tried to rough him up. They tried to do a Rudiger on him, but he still got his goal, man. It's tough when there's no space. It's hard for Haaland. Like he likes a bit of space in his area of the pitch, so he can move around, he can make runs, and he can do what he does best. But he still got his goal. That's what Erling Haaland does. What a top striker does. You score when it's not even going your way. But yeah, 13 touches is kind of mad, man, for a striker for a team that has all the ball. Like, but nah, listen. I think the calculator. It's the one to trust on this one.
Yeah.
Nah, do we know actually what the crack is with him going off yesterday?
Oh
yeah. He's fine, bro.
Well, because after the match, he was sprinting over to the fans and that, wasn't he? So
I'm telling you 100%, he knew the game was won, and he was like, yo, fuck this, man. We're going to play Real Madrid on Wednesday. He was just like, he wanted to come. That's it, bro. I promise you, no issues. Promise you. Benno says, rumours, no title lift Sunday, even with the right result. Well, the rule is that they have to, innit? If we win the league, it's the last home game. So
this is the thing, right? This is Simon Bajowski, obviously City's mouthpiece, has come out and said, Man City will have the Premier League trophy presentation at the Etihad Stadium following the game against Chelsea should the title be decided this week. If the race goes on, but Man City still emerge victorious, they'll lift the trophy at Brentford, even if they win it at Brighton. So if we win the league at Brighton, we won't get the trophy lift there. It'll be at Brentford on the last day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But if we win it against Chelsea, it'll be this weekend.
Yeah,
that's confirmed. That's full confirmed.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, that makes sense. You want to talk about your man Calvin Phillips? Hugh got on the pitch for a few minutes, innit? So you want to say about him?
Smashed it, Calvin. Wasn't for you, mate. You know, you really set the pitch alight. You added something that wasn't already there. I can see it in you, mate. You're really killing it. There's a place for you here. You helped Rodri get those extra minutes rest. Calvin Phillips, man. You know, I don't know why we gave the GOAT badge to Gundogan when Calvin did his thing. So now listen, there's nothing to be said. He played 4 minutes.
Yeah, and he did literally just play 4 minutes, but
that's it, innit? But yeah,
at least he got on the pitch.
Yeah,
great trim. I love his hair, man. Great trim.
His trim is decent, man. You know what I mean? And he's I gotta say on a real, you know, he was only on the pitch for a few minutes, but you know he didn't do anything wrong, innit? I know the game is dead and that, but he's now played 9 times in the Premier League this season. You know.
Ah,
he gets a medal, man. He's getting a medal next Sunday. Premier League winner.
Yeah, do you know he's played 104 minutes in the Premier League?
And what at 104 minutes they were.
Yeah. He's totaled 407 minutes in all comps, 104 in the Prem, 9 appearances in the Premier League. You know what I mean? So it's going to be an interesting to see what City do with him in the summer. You know, it's going to be.
What are his stats, bro? Did you have his passing stats and all from the 4 minutes yesterday? I know he made 3 or 4.
I could give you the stats if you want the stats.
Yeah, I want to see these stats, bro.
Lay down the stats.
Okay, so on the pitch, 10 touches, passed it 10 times with a 90% pass accuracy. Only misplaced 1 pass in the whole game, and that 1 pass was a long ball as well. He lost possession just that one time. So there you go. That's the stats.
Oh, Captain Cadbury, bro.
Free up Calvin, man. Free him up.
Freedom, man. 90% accuracy, you know, when on passes. What a pass merchant.
Who else has got that? Who else has got that yesterday? You tell me.
Yeah. Sergio Gomez, 100%.
What, on the warm up?
On the passing stats.
How many passes?
3.
I didn't even know he came on.
He also lost the ball at one point as well, didn't he? He came
on and lost the
ball rapid.
Yeah, that 3 passes includes 1 long ball success as well.
Gomez.
Yeah,
Gomez. I want him to score, so then we can just call him Gomez. We can just keep going with this.
Gomez, yeah.
Sergio Gomez.
I rate it. There you go, guys. That's your player ratings are done. Big up Hayden says Calvin deserves the GOAT. Well, you never know. He might.
I mean,
the thing is,
look
though,
at the chat though. Everyone's putting the GOAT for it. And
you know what? Though, if we beat Chelsea on Sunday, he'll start at least one of the games, won't he?
Yeah, Brentford. Yeah, if we win the Prem, surely he's going to get like some night. He should get. I'd play him in both games. Well, not. Yeah, I'd play him in both games. Fuck it. I'd play Rodri as well, but fuck it.
Yeah.
Double pivot, maybe.
Double pivot season. Test it out. See if it works.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it works, innit? But there you go. That's a player ratings done. We move. Next game, Wednesday, Real Madrid. You know what I mean? We got United fans, everyone in the Premier League going Hala Madrid. You know what I mean? So it's us against the world.
It is literally us against the world. What is going on here, man?
No one cares, man. No one cares, though.
Yeah, no one cares, innit? No one cares.
Wild.
People are Hala in Madrid. So yeah, it's going to be a madness. We got an Avengers show coming up later on. It's actually starting in 3 hours, 6 o'clock UK time. We've got me, Hugh, Big Steve, MCFC Gaps. We've also got MCFC Lads and Martin from the Mancunian Way. That's the 6. That's the 6 that are on tonight. So make sure you come in, get involved. We're speaking about loads of stuff, man, because we've not done one for a while, innit? So get yourself involved tonight, 6 p.m. UK time. It's going to be on madness. But yeah, other than that, big up to everyone in the stream. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you smash a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are. If you're watching this back on replay, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below as well. And we'll see you at 6 p.m. It's going to be a huge one. Don't miss it.